Hello, literature lovers. Welcome to LITTWIT CLUB. Hope you all are doing great. And today we are welcoming you in our mega marathon test series on grammar and literature of SLST 2025. This question will help you in the upcoming SLST exams. So let's begin. So the very first question is, which of the following novel of Joseph Conrad is set in Malay? Whether it is Nigger of Narcissus, Lord Jim, Nostromo, Heart of Darkness. It was Lord Jim, which is set in Malay. In which of the following essay did Charles Lamb first use pseudonym or persona Ilya? So Ilya was first used in my first play, The Two Races of Men, New Year's Eve, or The South Sea House. So it is first used in my first play. Charles Lamb used the pseudonym Ilya for writing in which of the following periodicals? Whether it is London Magazine, Edinburgh Review, Quarterly Review, Athenaeum. So it is London Magazine. Which of the following statements on the prelude by William Wordsworth is or are not true? So, the very first is the prelude was published posthumously. In the poem, Wordsworth records his development as a poet. The poem runs in 14 books, a crucial stage. The poet celebrates the sublime nature scenery in developing his spiritual and moral imaginative nature. Poem like Michael, the old Cumberland beggar, she dwelt among the untrodden ways, nutting are the highlights of the volume. So whether only A and D are true, A is not true, D is not true, or only C is true. So the answer is C is not true. Next is says two side to be a model. Adverb of degree, adverb of place, adverb of manner, or adverb of time. So it is adverb of degree. Match the following. पोएट और उनके पोएट्री से रिलेटेड है. So you can see John Keats has written Nightingale, P.B. Shelley has written Skylark, Hopkins has written Falcon, and Ted Hughes has written Hawk. So it is option A is correct. If dash comes, can dash be far behind? So it is from Ode to West Wind. So if winter comes, can spring be far behind? If autumn comes, can summer be far behind? If winds come, can rain be far behind? If spring comes, winter can be far behind. So it is winter comes, can spring be far behind? Which of the following poems use terza rima? So whether it is John Keats' Ode to Nightingale, P.B. Shelley, Ode to West Wind, William Wordsworth, The World is Too Much with Us, or Alfred Tennyson's Ulysses. So it is P.B. Shelley's Ode to West Wind. The common meter used in Lucy's poem is heroic couplet, iambic pentameter, ballad stanza, or free verse. So it is ballad stanza. What is the setting of The Lagoon? A small village in Africa, a bustling city in Europe, a remote island in Pacific, or a suburban neighborhood in America. So it is a remote island in Pacific. Next question is, my mother generally read the local newspaper to keep abreast the local news. The local newspaper, of the local newspaper, my mother generally read or to keep abreast. So it is my mother generally reads, no, reads होना चाहिए. Money Call began his career as an actor and a director of short films before doing his debut feature film Uski Roti. So, which option is not correct? Whether first one is debut feature film Uski Roti, began his career as an actor, a director of short films before doing his. So it is begin his career as an actor. A probe has been ordered by the incident that occurred at the celebration. A probe has been ordered that occurred at the celebrations by the incident or no error. So here it is by the incident is not correct. My father dissuaded me to try for a job as he wanted me to pursue higher studies. Tried for a job to pursue higher studies as he wanted me. So it is to try for a job. A friend of mine is working as a photographer of a local newspaper. So a friend of mine, the local newspaper, is working as a photographer of. So it is photographer of. Until I was still a little weak, I decided to walk home from the metro station. Still a little weak, I decided to walk home from the metro until I was. So still a little weak. The sea has become an cheap dumping ground for all kinds of waste products. And cheap dumping ground, all kinds of product of waste products, the sea has become. So simply it is a cheap dumping ground. Deepu's mother has repeated asked him to lower the volume of his mobile, has repeated asked him to lower the volume of his mobile or Deepu's mother. So has repeated. How does Arthur describe the lagoon? A place of danger, a place of beauty, a place of joy, or a place of sorrow. So for him, it is a place of sorrow. Nature's changing course suggests chaos, life cycle, sunrise, or art. So it suggests life cycle. To whom or what does Sally compare the west wind in the opening stanza? A destroyer and preserver, a gentle breeze, a silent observer, the mighty lion. So he compared it with a destroyer and a preserver. Which one of these do the swans not symbolizes? Art and writing, Yeats' unrequited love for Maud Gonne, ambition and success, eternity and immortality. सो एम्बिशन एंड सक्सेस कहीं ना कहीं ये बाकी चीजें भी आपको देखने को मिल सकती हैं, आप इंटरप्रीट कर सकते हो, बट एम्बिशन और सक्सेस की बात नहीं हो उसमें. What is the dominant literary device used in the Lucy poems, whether it is metaphor, simile, personification, or all of above? So all three figure of speech are used here. What does the weakening eye of day symbolize? The crops of the century, the ending of the day and the century, the birth of the century, or the bad condition of the century. So it symbolizes ending of the day and also the century. What does the phrase "let us sleep now" at the end of the poem suggest? So it is from Strange Meeting. The end of conflict, eternal rest and peace, need to prepare for battle, a desire of reconciliation. So it is eternal rest and peace. The play Arms and the Man satirizes the military, love and romance, aristocracy, or all of above. So somewhere it criticizes all like military, romance, love, aristocracy. When did the play Justice published? Whether it published in 1909, 1910, 1911, or 1912. So it was published in 1910. What does Dela worry about regarding her husband? That he won't like her gift, that he will be angry at her for spending too much, that he will no longer find her attractive, that he did not purchase a gift for her, so that he will no longer find her attractive. If he doesn't reach the station in time, he would sure miss the train. So which part is not correct? Would surely miss, no substitution, will sure missing, or will surely miss. So what can be the substitution of this part? So will surely miss the train. Ria went into the shop because it has sell, no improvement, or it is having sell, it having a sell, it had a sale. So it is, it had a sale. I want to learn yoga when I was in school. Ought to, no substitution required, need to, or used to. So it is, I used to learn yoga. The minister promised to look into the matter of fuel emission and the air pollution. Promised to looks into, no improvement, or promised to look into, or promises to looking at. So it is, the minister promised to look into. Okay. So, oh, what a lovely necklace. You did not buy such an expensive gift. So whether it is hadn't need to buy, needn't have to what. no improvement or didn't need to buy. So this sentence has no improvement. There are too less space for Naveen to park his car in front of the shop. Was a few space, were too little space, no improvement or was too little space. So there was too little space. Many attempts has been made to climb the Everest before Tenzing and Hillary succeeded. Have been made, had been made, was made, or no improvement. So had been made. The convict was informed that the judge will hear the case tomorrow. The judge hears a case, judge will hear the case, judge will hearing a case, no improvement. So judge will hear the case. Neither the parents nor the child were happy about the result. Were happy with, was happy with, no substitution was happy for. So was happy with. The children has had their dinner, but the adults still have to eat. No improvement. Have had their dinner or have their dinner is having the dinner. So have had their dinner. In a strange meeting, what does the soldier see that leads him to believe he is in hell? The dead man's smile, the dead man's eye, the dead man's cry, or the dead man's rifle. So it is the dead man's smile. Pop is spectre, rich, desolate, creates a whispery atmosphere in the first three lines of the poem, The Darkling Thrush. They are made up of dash used in the stanza, onomatopoeia, alliteration, sibilants, or rhyme. So it is sibilants. What makes human beings inadequate in comparison with the skylark, according to Sally? That they have feral voice, that they yearn for the things they do not possess, that they are hateful, prideful, and scornful, or that they dream only of death. So that they yearn for things they do not possess. And happily the queen moon is on her throne. What sentiment most closely matches the quoted line? Idealization of women, celebration of life, supernatural elements of life, or praise of nature. So it is praise of nature. To what literary tradition does the listener belong? Impressionist poetry, surrealist poetry, modern poetry, or Georgianist poetry? So it belongs from Georgianist poetry. Which three things of autumn season does Ode to Autumn describe in three stanzas? Labor, ultimate decline and scent, fruitfulness, color and scent, fruitfulness, labor and decline, or all of above. So it is fruitfulness, labor and decline. Which of the following is not an example of Marlowe's vanity in She Stoops to Conquer? His worry about cities, his worry about social standings, his worry about education, or he worry about women's beauty. So, his worry about education. What literary character does Bluntschli compare to? Casanova, Don Quixote, Aeneas, or Achilles? So it is Don Quixote. There are only two soldiers. Who is the speaker? Whether it is Sergius, Rena, Major Petkov, or Bluntschli. So it is Bluntschli. The source of the title of the play, Arms and the Man, is Cano Arma Virumqua Arma Cano, Arma Virumqua Cano, or Cano Virumqua Arma. So it is Arma Virumqua Cano. The ambulance have arrived on time. The accident victim was taken to the hospital. The accident victim have arrived on time. The ambulance was taken to the hospital. So ambulance has arrived. People with full-time sedentary job who commuting long distance may have sleep problems due to lack of exercise. May have sleep problems. People with full-time sedentary jobs due to lack of exercise who commuting long distance. So it is who commuting long distances. When Harry come back home, he saw blood everywhere. So when Harry blood everywhere, come back home, or he saw. He came back home. He went up to her and asked her why she had insulted him, or no error is there, and asked her why she had insulted him. He went up to her, or no error. आस्क्ड होना चाहिए ना, क्योंकि सभी पास्ट में, तो यहाँ पे भी आस्क्ड ही होगा ना, आस्क्ड her. He started life as a teacher before turn to journalism. He started life as a teacher or to journalism or before turn. So it is before turning to. I don't think I meet him before. No error. Him before. I meet. I don't think. So it is I meet. When they started, they had great ideas but lacked the business know-how. When they started, they had great ideas but lacked the business know-how. So it is but lack. Ram always tries to do things very carefully and made sure he does them correctly. To do things, Ram always tries, does them, and made sure. So it is make sure. A probe has been ordered by the incident that occurred at the celebration. A probe has ordered that occurred at the celebration by the incident or no error. So it is by the incident. The sports day events will be conducted from 3:30 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. on Saturday. So the sport day events from 3:30 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. on Saturday will be conducted. So it is from to, na ki and. Employees were giving incentives based at their performance. Based at given incentives, employees were their performance. So based on. Several prominent film stars have appeared on television on behalf of awareness about hand hygiene. On behalf of awareness about hand hygiene, several prominent film stars have appeared on television. So it is on behalf of awareness. Won't you please come to help me along this heavy box? To help me, won't you please come along this heavy box? So it is along this heavy box is not right. I want you to complete this work by 2 days. This work I want you by 2 days to complete. So it is in 2 days. How does the author describe Wilson's face? It was scarred around the face. It was lined, long face, deeply burned. It was rather unattractive face. It was an oval shape with grey eyes. So it was a lined, long face, deeply burned. This jewelry box is made of silver and is an antique piece. So an antique piece, this jewelry box, and is made of from silver. So it is made from silver. Poor people have run down of food supplies during the lockdown. Poor people have during the lockdown food supplies run down off. So run down off. We reserved tickets for a journey on train for the next morning for my sister and me. For a journey on train for my sister and me for the next morning, we reserved tickets. So, for a journey on train. The principal was extremely angry on the boys who threw the pieces of chalk at the teacher. At the teacher, extremely angry on the boys who threw the pieces of chalk, the principal was. So, it is simply extremely angry on the boys. The actor smiled to me when I entered the room as if she knew me. The actor smiled at me, knew me, as if she, when I entered the room. So the actor smiled at me, not to me. It is difficult to make out that they are twins because they do not resemble to each other. Resemble to each other, it is difficult to make out because they do not that they are twins, so resembles to each other. Each student will have to carry his own lunch on the picnic. Each student his own lunch on the picnic will have to carry on the picnic. I have been living in Delhi since many years. Since have been living in Delhi many years. So for many years. The children play on the park every evening. On the park, the children every evening play. So it is in the park. This beautiful ring is made up from gold. From gold, this beautiful ring is made. So it is from gold. Despite of working hard, he failed the test. The test he failed despite of working hard. So despite of. Behavior modification techniques are often used to the training of police dogs. Behavior modification techniques of police dogs to the training are often used. So to the training, used for the training. He said that he thought of politics right when he was studying intermediate and that he had no fear of politics or no error. So he said that he thought of politics right when. So here in the first part, there is a mistake. While provisions on equality and non-discrimination would promote equal opportunity, in the process, reservation at jobs should not be declined or no error. So here in the process, reservation at jobs should not be denied. Next question is, at her brother's house, Mrs. Thorolow's son were engaged in making a rabbit hutch, a kite, a toy, or a wheelbarrow. So they are making a rabbit hutch. Walter Delamere's The Listener exemplified Georgian poetry, Imagist poetry, symbolist poetry, or Augustan poetry. So it is Georgian poetry. The subtitles An anti-romantic comedy is in Shaw's Arms and the Man, primarily critique Shakespearean comedy tradition, Victorian melodrama, romantic glorification of war, sentimental comedies of manners. So it is romantic glorification of war. Bluntschli's Chocolate Cream Soldier persona signifies cowardice in war, satire on military romanticism, Swiss mercenary politics, English domestic ideals. So it satires on military romanticism. In Goldsmith's Siege to Conquer, Tony Lumpkin functions as a sentimental lover, a trickster figure, a moral guide, or a chorus-like commentator. So, a trickster figure. Catherine Wheel, Fireworks, symbolizes in literature cynical history, martyrdom of Saint Catherine, destruction in war poetry, fate's randomness. So it is martyrdom of Saint Catherine. In Galsworthy's Justice, Falder's crime symbolizes individual failures, systemic injustice, romantic idealism, psychological instability. So, systemic injustice. The Last Ride Together was published in Man's and Women in 1875, 1855, 1858 or 1868. So it was published in 1855. The influence on Epson is most evident in Yeats' Kathleen in Howleyhan, Shaw's Arms and the Man, Galsworthy Justice, or Hardy's Danish. So, Galsworthy's Justice. The comedy of humor tradition, visible in Goldsmith, originally derives from Marlowe, Johnson, Congreve, or Dryden. So, this comedy of humor derives from Johnson. Whom does Ulysses urges in this poem? Means in poem Ulysses, whom Ulysses is addressing, whether his mariners, Telemachus, his wife, or his rugged subjects. So he urges to his fellow mariners. Neither the parents nor the children were happy about the result. Were happy with, was happy with, no substitution, or was happy for. So was happy with. Many a person are unable of distinguish right from wrong, are capable of, no improvement, are unable to, is unable to. So is unable to. Many a person is unable to distinguish right from wrong. You have to wear this uniform whether you likes it or not. Whether you like it or not, whether you are liking it or not, no improvement, whether if you like it or not. So it is whether you like it or not. All students has a dream to study in a good university. Have dream, no improvement, has dream or have a dream. So all students have a dream. Many of my friends come to school by bus. Much of my friends, many who are friends, no improvement or many of all my friends. So it shows no improvement. Success and failure in life depends on how well a person uses his time, dependent on, no improvement or depend on. So it depend on. The center's bid is dispel the pall of gloom over the economy have been helped in recent weeks of a rating. So whether it is had been, has been helped, have been helping or no improvement. So it is has been helped without an exaggeration. The provision will ensure that legislators keep a voice in finalizing the terms and the condition of the agreement. Have a voice, had a voice, lost a voice, or no improvement. So have a voice. Have either of you been to the planetarium before? No substitution required. Have everyone, has either, has both. So has either of you. Knowing the particular things that motivate each person help you add power to their motivation. No improvement helps you add power, help you to add power, help you adding power. So helps you add power. थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में